Hello everyone, welcome to the August Christmas Stampathon challenge. This month has absolutely flown by and I've been so excited for our brand new challenge. Now, our brand new challenge is everything vellum. Now, many of you know I do have a great love for vellum. So we're asking you to combine vellum into your 4 Christmas cards for the August challenge. Now, for my Christmas cards, I have actually embossed the vellum. So I will be showing you how you get these beautiful bruised white details from using an embossing folder. Now, this is the Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder, but any embossing folder, you get the beautiful bruised effect. Now, you can stamp on vellum, you can use vellum plain in your project, die cut it, so many things. We just ask you to use vellum on your minimum of 4 cards. Now, I have made 9 cards so far. No, I've made 8 cards so far, and we're making the 9th card together right here, right now. So let's have a quick look at what I am going to be using, then we'll get into making the card. I am using the Trees for Sale stamp set, and we're just using the inside details of... Oh, I'm missing a stamp set, but we're just using the inside details here. There is also a sentiment set, which is the brightest glow, and it says to you and yours this Christmas. So they are my 2 stamp sets. Now, I am also using the tree lot dies. These are available up until the end of August or while stocks last, because they are a free celebration item. But the dies match the Tree for Sale stamp set. There are lots of coordinating goodies. So I have used those to die cut our trees. I have also used, and I've just popped my cards out of the way, I have used the stitched rectangle to cut out our sentiment and to make our little feature trees a little more glimmery and beautiful. I've grabbed out the In Colour Glimmer paper. Now, this is 6x6 paper, and it comes in this beautiful ombre look. And I have die cut a whole sheet of these trees and use them on my paper. So that is what we are using. Let me just pop a couple of these to the side, and I'm going to bring in my little basket of tricks here. And I think I'm going to start with our stamping, and then I will show you our vellum. So because I was mass producing a couple of cards here, I've made life a little easy for myself and lined everything up in the Stamparatus. So I have pre-cut this. I have everything lined up as best and humanly possible for myself. I'm stamping in Starry Sky. So my colours for this project are Starry Sky, Starry Sky, Melamambo, and Parakeet Party. So I'm using some of the new In colours, which is a bit of fun here. Look, that is, I think that's the best one I've stamped for all of these 9 cards. But anyway, I am going to close this up because this is a very, very strong ink. I've already got it over my hands, and I know I'm going to transfer it everywhere. So I'm just going to get a bit of hand sanitizer, and that gets rid of the excess ink. It will not remove the staining, but it gets rid of the excess ink so I don't get it anywhere. So there you go. Cleaning your hands while you're crafting can be a good thing. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my stamp chamois, because we just spoke about this ink, and I'm just going to clean off this, and I will use my Stampin' Scrub and my Stampin' Mist to give that a really, really good clean later. Actually, I can see there is ink on this side as well, and I just know myself far, far, far too well. Now, we do have our 2 stamps mounted here ready to go. Now, these are photopolymer stamps, so I need to add and I use the Deluxe Matte, and I have this jig. So this is just a strip of paper that I cut out all of the trees from, and then I'm using it as my jig. And I'll see if I can show you here. I've just added the inside detail to the trees. It's subtle, but it's there. And just pre-warning, if I can find the trees and pop them in my jig here, they do take a while to dry, so I may have some smudging today because I'm going to fully make these cards with you. So they won't be dry, but you can use a heat tool and lots of other things. Now, I did mention these are Parakeet Party. Now, I did try stamping our inside details with Parakeet Party ink. It was a bit light, so I went a shade darker, and I've grabbed my Granny Apple Green ink in the hope, let me open this, in the hope that we will get some great detail. So I can see that is beautiful and green there. We're just going to stamp these over, and I just got my finger in the ink pad. Okay, so we can see a little bit of detail there. Just going to, I haven't re-inked, I'm just putting some more pressure there. That second inking without re-inking actually gave us some lovely detail, so it just transferred a bit more ink. So that is all the stamping for the card. Now I'm going to pop those there. I'm also going to close the ink pad. Now, I would love in the comments for you to tell me if you're a part of our Christmas Stampathon group on Facebook, because that is where we congregate and share all our amazing projects. So let's get to our vellum. I've just taken a piece of plain cardstock vellum. If you buy vellum in our catalogues, it is cardstock weight, so it is just a little thicker, which is wonderful. I'm going to take our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, open it up. Now, I did mention this is a 3D embossing folder. So, on our plate system, sorry, everything wanted to come with me. So on our plate system, it does tell us using 3D embossing folders, we need plate 1, which is this platform, and we need plate 4, which is this grey plate. So going to do that, I'm going to take our Whimsical wood embossing folder. I'm going to pop our piece of vellum in and have it in some kind of straight fashion. Doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight. I'm going to pop it in spine first because it opens like a folding book. So pop that plate on top and I'm going to crank that through. And you will see it's just fallen out, but that's okay. You can see the beautiful bruised details. So where the embossing folder pushes the vellum into the other side, you get this beautiful white bruising. It's just stunning. I love it. So we're going to pop that to the side, and we're just going to build our sentiment piece. Now I have here, if I can't grab it. I'm going to show you what I'm trying to grab, so then you can sympathize with me that I wasn't maybe quite organized enough. And this piece is trying to conspire against me. Come on. So I hope you share my love in vellum and you do join us, and I'd love to know what your first impressions are, whether you're going to stamp on vellum or how you are going to construct your vellum element on your cards. So this Melamambo piece is just a feature. Just clear that. Come on. Would you believe this was working perfectly earlier? Because I did all of this and then it decided to lie down. So I'm going to change tact. I'm going to use my Stampin' seal, and we are going to, all my adhesives are currently conspiring against me. Put a bit here, tip it up and pull. Now we are not going to have the wiggle room I once hoped I would have with my multi-purpose glue, which all of mine are kind of stopped working, which is not fun. Now I have got here, this is our glittered organdy ribbon in white. Now this just adds a really, really, really pretty glimmery kind of fun that goes with our glimmery paper. So it just adds that fun element. Now I want to go up here. I sort of have a system of how I do this, and it flipping over on me is not in the plan, but that's okay. So I just want to go up and down, and that was meant to stick, as you all know. Okay, put some pressure down. So just want to just do a little flipping, just show a little bit on either side, just so you've got this glittery goodness, and grab my ribbon scissors if they would like to come out and play. And I just do this all off the roll, and I don't waste any ribbon that way. I find that works best for me, but you do whatever works best for you. Now around here I did have some dimensionals. I've got the end of a pack here, and I am going to overlap these on the ribbon, so it's going to help adhere the glittered organdy ribbon to our sentiment piece, and then that whole sentiment piece to our vellum. So I'm going to take the vellum here. Let's see if I can get these off nicely. I've just got a rubbish bin off screen here, so please excuse me reaching across. I just don't want them all over the floor, because I find these pieces everywhere. So we are going to stick this down. Okay, I am going to just on here add 2 dimensionals to the, oh, do you know what, one may do the little one, and I think the big one, this is where I'm going to get a bit of ink transfer, but that's okay. We may lose a teensy bit of detail, but hopefully we are left with enough where you can see there was a little ink transfer there. But if you heat set these with our number 1 on our heat tool, that's a really good ink drying setting. I'm just going to tuck this in here. I know I'm covering up a little of our vellum, but these feature trees just add to the grove look of the background. Okay. And
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, I can't, Siri, but thank you so much for your input. Just pull that ribbon back. It doesn't matter that the ribbon's going over it because you can see that our 2 trees are there. Now, to bring this vellum to life, we are going to pop it over our Melon Mambo. Now, I can hear you all saying, Ellen, how are you going to adhere it? I have a system. We are going to put Stampin' Seal along the sentiment, tip and flick. Up the trees, tip and flick, and tip and flick. Okay, and I can still hear you saying, Ellen, what about the corners and the edges? They're going to flip and flap. If you have a look at my finished cards, you might be able to see I have strategically placed some of these opal rounds. Now, these also have the glitter. So this is our 3rd injection of glitter to our project. And I'm taking a big one, popping it up here, paired with one of our smaller ones. So we've got 2 sizes in these. And then I'm going to grab a big one for our sentiment. And then I'm going to grab another big one for our diagonally opposite corner. And then we grab some glue dots. And as it bounces away, we're going to pop some glue dots just under our large opal rounds. Whoops. Well, that totally flew off. I wasn't expecting that. So that can go back there. Give it a nice push, and that's there. And then on the bottom, and no one's seeing how crooked my sentiment is because, hey, our card is handmade, not Hallmark. I will see if I can fix it up just a little bit. So pop that there. And I have both of these corners adhered. I am going to see if I can pop some of this glue that we are seeing just a little bit further in. There we go. I've taken that whole glue dot off, but I am going to reposition it so now you can't see it. Now, to match in our Starry Sky sentiment, I'm just going to redo that. Perfect. So Starry Sky sentiment is going to match our Starry Sky card base. I'm going to see if our glue is working, and if not, we will use... Nope, glue is not working, and we don't need glue goobers. So I'm just going to add a few lines of glue here, and this will hold the front of our card on nicely. So we have no wiggle room, so we really want to visualize and make sure we've got it straight or as straight as we can. And that is our card completed. So we have our beautiful bruised vellum, and you could add a die cut piece of vellum. You could even use your Stampin' blends and colour some vellum. I have done that in a recent video. And just to recap you what I've used the Trees for Sale stamp set. I have used the Brightest Glow stamp set for our sentiment. For our trees, I did use our glimmer paper. Our sentiment was cut with the stitch rectangles. I used the tree lot dies to die cut our trees. And for the vellum, I used our Whimsical Woods embossing folder. If you have any questions about this project, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments, and in the description I will have a link to my shop and to buy any of these products if you're in Australia, and I'll also have a link to our Facebook group, and you can pop over and see all the amazing inspiration, and you may even want to join us for the if you enter, we do send out some random act of kindness cards every month. So you may get this card in your mailbox. Thank you so much for your continued support of the Christmas Stampathon and for joining me here for this video. I hope to see you next month and have fun playing with vellum. Bye.